Meditation isn't cool. Peace is cool. Compassionate awareness should infiltrate all the aspects of your life and resolve them. If you put a lot of time into meditation, of course you want to know if you're making progress. If it actually makes sense to keep doing all this meditation. Is this investment getting me anywhere, or would I gain more benefit from doing something else? Meditation and mindfulness is developed on the internal landscape, meaning it's not always easy to see or know if you're making progress. In all fairness, there are probably internal measures you could relate to assess whether or not you're making progress. You could look at how long your sessions are lasting, or count how many times you get distracted whilst trying to focus on an object. Ideally, the number would be going down, and some traditions do very much put their focus here on these types of measures to determine your meditative proficiency. But I think the better way to evaluate your practice is by reflecting on whether your life is becoming more peaceful or not. By not reflecting on specific and random meditative attainments, but instead the more general overall quality of your life, you ensure that your meditation and mindfulness is developing in the right way. If you see colorful lights or magical spirits during your meditation practice, this really doesn't matter, and not too much emphasis should be put on such experiences. Instead, it is what happens off the cushion that matters. How does your meditation practice change your life? Not only on the cushion, but in every single moment of your life. The purpose of meditation is to become more peaceful, to be more peaceful for ourselves and for others. Meditation without this purpose, I don't know what you're doing. How do you reflect on the peace in your life? Of course, but nevertheless reasonable way to assess the peace in your life is to conceptually look back over a day, a week, or a month in your life and see how you felt. What was the underlying quality of these moments? In this time, has there been more peace? On weeks that you meditate, is there more peace? We like to think about feelings as intangible, but regardless of this, they are actually quite easy to relate to. And as you know, through meditation, the quality of our mind doesn't have to be dependent on external circumstances. If you've been meditating for some time now, but without seeing any changes in the quality of your experience, it's time to take a deeper look into your practice. Maybe it's the style of meditation you're doing. Maybe it's even the fact that you're placing too much emphasis on meditation and you'd actually gain more benefit focusing on some other habits, like health and hygiene first. Whatever it is, only you can know if there's a change in your experience. So you have to be really honest with yourself. Not pushing too hard, but not being lazy either. Benefit others through your meditation practice. Why did you start practicing meditation? The point of meditation is not to become pointlessly concentrated or non-reactive. The point of meditation is not to be able to meditate for sustained periods of time. The ultimate goal is peace, and peace for others, because the point of meditation is not to meditate for your own benefit. The point of meditation is the benefit of all beings, including yourself. This is the key reflection you need to make to ensure you get to peace, whether the mode is meditation or otherwise. This reflection just also happens to work for meditation because it is also what meditation promises to fulfill. This is the critical thinking behind why meditation is a good idea in the first place. And more importantly, this doesn't subvert you into believing that the goal of meditation is to be a good meditator, because that is certainly going to hold you back. You should practice meditation and mindfulness to become more aware on two levels, on a conceptual level and on a non-conceptual level. On the conceptual level, your life should be becoming more peaceful. As you develop awareness and perspective, you'll be able to abandon the stories and commitments in your life that aren't taking you forward. And over time, you develop the ability to reorient and nuance your experience more effectively. On the non-conceptual level, it is possible to experience more moments of tranquility, equanimity, and profound transcendence. More moments of any of these experiences is a sure sign that your meditation is doing at least something for you. Sometimes we think meditation should stand outside of our lives. No. I say no. It must penetrate every moment of your experience. And even if you don't yet understand how it can make your life radically transcendent, it should serve you in developing peace. with more perspective in the very mundane sense, seeing your patterns for what they are, responding sooner, and responding compassionately. Meditate for peace and to make this a peaceful world. Don't rush there. Be mindful of how the journey is going and continue to reorient yourself to make this the most enjoyable journey you can. Some teachers out there will say you need more effort and discipline. I just think you need more inspiration and compassion. The meditation will do the rest. If you haven't been making progress in your meditation for some time now, I highly suggest you check out some of the latest videos on my channel. I'm sharing everything I wish I knew when I first started my meditation journey. If you found this video helpful, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video. And thank you so much to everyone who already does. And to you for watching. See you next week.